First, turn the oven on to bake at 350 and get it warming up.
3 1/2 cups of flour sifted through a sieve.
One-half cup held aside.
Okay,
Is it on video?
I hope so.
A heaping teaspoon of sugar. A teaspoon of salt. There's salt in here somewhere. A teaspoon of baking soda. And sift. Set that aside. Wheat bran, about 1/4 cup. It also helps give an idea of when everything is properly stirred around. Combine these ingredients, make sure they're evenly distributed. No lines in the baking bran. Before we get to the next stage, we take a piece of butter, sort of like Jamie Oliver does with his fingers, and spread it around the inside of a, what's that, a 9-inch cake tin?
I think it's a 10-inch one.
Okay, a 10-inch one. It's a nice size anyway, I think you could get it all evenly spread and up the sides. I did wash my hands before I started.
Not that you have to eat the bread, but
I do have to eat the bread. A little bit of the 1/2 cup of flour that you put aside, stick it to the butter all over the pan, including the sides. And it should look like that when you're done. Now, 2 cups of whole milk buttermilk.
the skimmed buttermilk does not work as well.
Does not taste the same. I shook this up before I set it down here. It does tend to settle a wee bit if you leave it sitting for long. Aunt Margaret and Grandma do this part by hand. I can't do it. I get covered in dough up to my elbows. All the milk in at once. I hate to waste buttermilk. Now you got a cup to put your wet spoons in and combine. Don't overly work the flour, just once it's combined, you're done. You have the extra 1/2 cup of flour sitting here in case it's too wet, and the buttermilk is sitting there in case it's too dry. That's looking pretty good. Maybe a touch dry. So just a teaspoon of buttermilk should do that. That looks perfect. Okay. Get it all together into one lump. Almost perfect. Just plop it into the middle of your baking pan. The oven is hot. A little bit of flour on top so it doesn't stick to your fingers, and then spread it out over the whole pan. Get it, once it's spread out and even, kind of work it out from the middle so that it's a little bit concave, because it rises more in the middle than it does on the outside. The oven is now up to temperature, so we just pop it into the oven for 45 minutes. And there we go. Okay, we have a few seconds to go. You get your Irish hand towel out, shut off the alarm, shut off the stove, and there it is. And just like that, there it is. Fold your towel in half, cover it, and let it sit. You can't eat it for half an hour to 45 minutes. It has to cool. Even the sharpest knife will just tear it to pieces until it's cooled and set up enough. Happy eating. Ta-da! And there it sits, ready to eat on Carrie's bread cutting board.